Hello, my name is Dr. Lani Tsinnajinnie. I am Diné and Filipino from the community of Notnelgin, New Mexico. I am a hydrologist and an assistant professor in the Community and Regional Planning Department at the University of New Mexico. In this position, I teach about and conduct research on environmental issues such as how mountainous water resources might change due to impacts like climate change and wildfires. My path here began as a student in a program at the Santa Fe Indian School where I was able to learn about how environmental issues were affecting tribal communities. That led me to UNM, where I pursued dual bachelor's degrees in environmental science and Native American studies, as well as a master's degree in water resources. My education at UNM prepared me to further understand how water resources issues affect Indigenous communities. Before I came back to UNM, I also completed a PhD in hydrology at New Mexico Tech, where I gained advanced knowledge, skills, and experience that prepared me to do the type of water research I do now.
Okay, so are you ready for the questions?
Sure.
How is what you do actually like or unlike?
When I first started my training in hydrology, I wanted to be a hydrologist that worked directly for one of the tribes here in New Mexico. I wanted to work directly for the Navajo Nation to help collect and analyze data on our tribe's water resources. But now that I'm a professor at UNM, I still get to collect and analyze water resources data on the Navajo Nation, but I do it in more of a collaborative role with my tribe. And I also try to do research that complements the work of that the tribe's water management branch does itself. So each tribe, they usually have like an environmental or natural resources department, or and so the tribe, they do have like professionals that collect, monitor the water data themselves. So I just try to do work that complements them as well. And as a professor, I also get to teach students in the classroom and also when I'm conducting my research. So I get to train and mentor students in my capacity as a UNM professor. And this was great because I get to kind of like give back to these students and and that's reflective of how I was trained and mentored when I was a student in college as well.
Great.
Okay.
Tell me about a time when you were really challenged. How did you overcome it?
Well, a few weeks after I graduated with my bachelor's degrees at UNM, my mother unexpectedly passed away. And so it was very heartbreaking for my family and I. And after she passed away, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life. If I wanted to keep working or like go to school or, yeah, go to graduate school. And I ended up taking a year off from school and getting a job with an environmental consulting company here in Albuquerque. So during this time, I was able to stay close to family and friends who provided a lot of emotional support to me. I was also able to gain professional experience that kept me focused and made me more aware of other environmental issues that I hadn't learned about yet in school. And this experience also helped me to understand what it was like to have a job in a non-academic setting. And I had a hard time adjusting to a job that was mostly in an office setting, where I wasn't able to be outside or in the field, and where I didn't have the freedom to explore the issues that I wanted to. And so being in that position motivated me to apply to and start graduate school. And when I went to graduate school, it helped me to find and narrow down my passion for doing water related work. So finding this passion helped me to stay motivated and also to feel connected to my mom because she always encouraged me to be passionate about the work that I do.
Wow, that is such an amazing story. I mean, I can't imagine what I would do either if my mom were to, something were to happen to her. So for you to embrace that and to go for your career, that's amazing. Um, is there someone specifically who helped you overcome this hard moment in your life?
I relied a lot on like my family and my close friends, and so I think that's why just like staying in town and finding a job here, that's what really helped. Um, Being around the people like who like supported me and loved me. And so like yeah, it was just kind of collectively like my brothers and sisters, they were mourning too, but we all found a way to support each other. And then also like the coworkers that I had in my job, they were kind of in the same boat. Like they hadn't lost anyone, but they had just graduated college too and weren't sure about what they were going to do. But through our conversations with each other, we all decided that we all wanted to go to graduate school, and so we all applied at the same time and all got in. And so I think like you know having both like the family and like the like professional support systems were really yeah helpful in getting me through that time. And I think yeah it was just like a collective effort, and there wasn't like you know one big person that helped me through, or yeah there wasn't one main person that helped me through.
Right. That's great. I mean, yeah, family plays a big role in as a support system, and then also it's good that you had peers that wanted you know what to do. Um, I think some of us don't have that related to peers that's the same what as we are. So I think it's great that you had that opportunity to have people that wanted to apply to graduate school and that wanted to pursue a master's or a PhD. I think that's that's a very good opportunity. What was your funniest on the job mishap?
Well, there was one year when I was taking a field trip in October to the Chiska Mountains, which is my main study area. And I had forgotten to take a jacket, and I thought it was going to be okay since it was only a day trip. However, there ended up being a hailstorm in the mountains late that afternoon, so I had to finish collecting my samples without a jacket on, and I got pretty beat up and cold in the storm. But luckily, the hail wasn't too big, and now I always double check that I have everything and am as prepared as I can be to go out in the mountains.
What advice would you give for someone starting out in your field?
If you are passionate about being a hydrologist or being a profession in an environmental related field, always know that you are not alone and that you belong there. Find a support network such as mentors, family, friends, classmates, and other peers with the same interest as you. And don't be afraid to lean on them or to express any challenges you are facing and to be supportive of them as well. Being in STEM can feel lonely at times, especially as a woman of color and as someone who is typically shy. But as I got to know and find more friends and colleagues at UNM, New Mexico Tech, and through other programs such as the American Indian Science and Engineering Society, the feeling of loneliness just kind of started to go away, and I was able to feel inspired by what my friends and colleagues were doing, and to also focus on being happy and doing what I do and doing my passion.
If you had the opportunity to go back in time and give your younger self some advice, what would you tell yourself?
Hmm. I would probably tell myself to I guess like venture out a little bit more. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I was shy, and but I eventually it takes me a long time to get comfortable like outside my bubble. So I would probably tell myself that it's okay to like venture out a little bit more and take more risk, and just to be um, more trusting and confident in myself, and to know that you know like my voice matters, my thoughts are respectable, and just like yeah overall have more confidence in myself, and just be able to, and that would have I think helped me take in more experiences and knowledge, and helped me to develop a little faster as well.
Right. Yeah, that's very good advice.